What's up, everyone, and welcome into episode number 495, where it is my honor and privilege to introduce a few special guests joining this episode. And those are Alma Lacrosse players Lucas Storm, Patrick Hodges, and Brayden VanderKamp. How are the three of you guys doing today? I know you guys just got out of practice not too long ago. How are you feeling after practice? A little tired or just glad to be done?
I'm honestly glad to be done. It's been a long day for me. I got a lot of classes today. I got about 5 hours straight of classes. And then we go straight to the gym and then head to practice. It was a long day for sure, but I'm glad to be out, but I'm excited to be doing this.
Yeah, excited to be on the podcast. Practice was pretty good. It was conditioning day at the end, so that was a little tough. But yeah, another long day of class and practice and whatnot. So excited to be here.
Yeah, I can't relate to Storm. I had about hour and a half of classes, pretty light. Did some work for my job and then practice and lift, but pretty light day for me, so I can't complain.
I was just going to say, after a long day of classes to end the day on conditioning, that has to be completely brutal. Just to end the day conditioning has to be brutal overall,
It can be
doesn't
a
it?
little rough.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
can be a little rough when coach says to get on the line. It's like, oh God. Yeah.
And it's 8:30 at night. You've been up since 7. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
So what are the sprints like? Like, what's conditioning like? Is it like running basically up and down the field? Does it really depend? Like, what truly is conditioning like for you guys? Is it pretty difficult or is it not usually too bad? Because I feel like you guys have to run quite a bit during games.
Yeah, for most of our like practice conditioning stuff, we kind of believe in the mentality of like if you're going 110% in practice, in every drill, every rep, coach is not going to make you go do conditioning after that. So we do conditioning usually twice a week, but it all depends on whether or not coach felt that the team went 110% in practice. And if he does feel that, it's usually really light conditioning, couple 100-yard sprints, like 300-yard sprints today. So it's 3 sets of a 300-yard sprint. It's not really that bad. So we just kind of go 100% in practice, and then we don't have to condition as much at the end of the day.
Yeah, but if we're lazy in practice, it's brutal.
It's rough.
What's the worst conditioning you've done in practice that you can remember? Like, is there one specific like test or conditioning that you did that you're like, I never want to experience that ever again?
Yeah, my freshman year, our homecoming day, we got in trouble. So we were tailgating, watching the football game. And actually, no, it wasn't homecoming. Sorry. It was after,
game.
yeah, it was playoff game. It was after the regular football season. Our football team made it into the playoffs, and they put up some fences or like tarps around our fences so we couldn't see in because usually we watch the game from outside the stadium. So they put up tarps so you had to go into the stadium because it was like an NCAA thing.
Yeah.
And a couple of our seniors ended up tearing down the tarp so they could watch the game in the tailgate area. Yeah, we had to run at 6 a.m. every Monday. We had to run 3 miles through December and January. That was brutal. That was rough. And it was like, it didn't matter if there was ice on the roads or a foot of snow. We were running 3 miles every Monday morning at 6 a.m. So that was probably the worst one that I would not want to do again.
I was
Yeah.
just going to say that sounds brutal.
Yeah, that
Especially in
one
the
was
snow.
rough.
Especially in the snow.
The snow was horrible.
And also, like, obviously, like when you run 3 miles, like maybe in a game or maybe in practice, you guys might run a couple miles, but like it's not really comparative to what you guys are going to do in a game at all. So it's just full on punishment at that point.
Yeah, because game is kind of stop, start, stop, start. It's like kind of more your quick twitch muscle movements instead of your longevity and like endurance. Obviously, it plays a role, but yeah, the straight up 3 miles was brutal.
And obviously in game, you're not really thinking like, wow, I'm tired. You're just focused. You're narrowed in on the kind of the game aspect of things. You're not really thinking, oh, my legs are tired. But when it's 6 a.m. and you're tired out in the cold, it's like, this is terrible.
Yeah, no, completely understand that. But let's talk a little bit more about the game, about lacrosse, because each of you guys have kind of a different journey playing lacrosse. Just talk about like just the journey and how you end up playing lacrosse at Alma, because I know at least one of you decided to walk on to Alma, was going to play baseball. Now that they're a lacrosse player. other two have been playing lacrosse for a little bit longer.
Yeah, so I started lacrosse I played second grade. I started playing lacrosse. I played baseball. I was a catcher. It just wasn't my thing. I wanted physicality. I wanted a faster paced game. So I was talking to my dad and I ended up finding lacrosse. Started playing lacrosse in second grade. So I've been playing lacrosse for 14 years now. And then I got to Alma just through some friends, of my hometown team. My dad was buddies with one of the parents, and he was like, "Well, he went here, so why don't you go check it out?" So came up here, loved the campus. But yeah, I met Brayden up here and kind of convinced him to change over.
Yeah, I had kind of a different way into lacrosse, I guess you could say. All my buddies played lacrosse from back home, and I was like, I kind of like this sport because I was into the physicality side of things, just like Patty. I'm not really a non-physical sport athlete. Basketball, I'm terrible at. Golf, I'm terrible at. Baseball, I was decent at, but I never really liked it. It was, like Patty said, too slow for me. So I was like, you know what, let me try lacrosse. So I started freshman year of high school, actually, and I loved it. I never looked back. I kept playing, and I guess now I'm here.
Yeah, and then I kind of had a more unique journey to lacrosse. So I came to Alma my freshman year. I played baseball, so I came here just on the baseball team. Kind of enjoy. It was fun, but I wasn't getting a ton of playing time. It wasn't for me. I love the sport, but my in the winter of my freshman year, I rushed for fraternity, and I hung out with those guys a lot more, and a lot of them happened to be on the lacrosse team. And so, Alma, my sophomore year was really low on numbers, and they were telling me, you can come out, if you work hard, you can have a chance to play, fill in at practice and all that. And I've been very fortunate to walk onto the team, be able to start some games, be able to play, some competition and whatnot. And just, a great group of guys. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Brayden, out of all people, he played baseball, so obviously he had the hand-eye coordination, so that was never really a struggle for him. But he put in a lot of work right off the get-go. He was hitting the wall a lot every single day, and he actually he got really good pretty fast. We were all pretty surprised at that, honestly.
Yeah, and having the hand-eye coordination in lacrosse is extremely important, right? Like that's just kind of a part of just the game. But speaking of which, like who convinced you to join? Was it Patty? Was it everyone else? Was it just a combination? Was it pretty easy to convince you to join, or were you pretty much a stickler until you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe let's try this.
I mean, there was one of our D-pools, John, Connor Crasium. He talked to me a lot about it. So he talked to me a lot about it in the fall, but I was still playing baseball. And then I was home over winter break, and out of Patty and one of our other D-mids, Cujo, they talked to me about it, just texting me. And then I told my parents, I was like, I think I'm going to play lacrosse. But honestly, I remember my first practice, so I was like, I would throw with Patty and Cujo a little bit. My first practice, like the first 3 weeks of me playing lacrosse, I was just terrible. Like I had no idea what I was doing out there.
Yeah, he was
Dreadful.
horrible.
Like dreadful. And but for a good 2 or 3 months, I hit the wall probably close to every day. And I played it kind of sounds silly, but I played high school football, so the physicality and stuff was I felt like the speed of the game and physicality was definitely up a level, but I felt like I could handle it. And just the eye-hand coordination, especially right hand has been tough for me. Walking, I only playing for a couple years, but I'm left-handed, so the left hand I felt came pretty naturally after about 2 months of work.
Did you know what you were getting yourself into though? Like when you signed up for it, you're like, hey, let's try lacrosse. Like, did you know anything about the sport whatsoever? Or did you guys kind of have to tell them like, this is what you need to bring, this is what you need to wear, like this is what lacrosse is overall? Like, how did those conversations go?
That's a really good question. I never really thought about that. So my buddies in high school, a lot of them actually went on to play college lacrosse as well. So I was always throwing the ball around with them in high school. So I kind of knew what the sport was, but never played. And I kind of just asked Patrick, I went and bought a pair of cleats. I think I joined the team on a Tuesday. Like I went over into coach's office and was like, yeah, I'm willing to work hard at this. I'm willing to learn. And then I think I went and that night bought cleats. And then Wednesday I went out for my first practice.
That's awesome. Like that's pretty cool. But like you mentioned about your first day of practice, like the first couple of weeks of practice, it wasn't necessarily the most easiest, obviously, because it's a new sport. But let's talk about having a new experience in college, because college lacrosse is a little bit different of a level than what it was high school and prior to
Yeah.
that. So Patrick and Lucas, like how different was playing high school lacrosse from college lacrosse, and what was just that transition like?
I would say, I mean, I played in high school, like during the regular high school season, and then there's also the summer ball. You do a lot of tournaments. You go out east. Out east, the tournaments are crazy fast. I guess it's just the pace of the game. Out east, it gets really fast. You get anywhere where there's tournaments where all these they're all summer ball travel teams, so your competition can get better. I would say the biggest thing though is the pace of the game. You gotta have your head on a swivel. I mean, it gets really fast, especially for like the jump from high school to college. High school was a breeze for me. It really wasn't that hard. College was a big change.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely for VK. I don't know how he did it, but it's a lot easier to learn in high school when kids are not as good too. It's not like the whole team is great in high school. But when you get to the lacrosse level in college, it's like everybody knows how to play. Everybody's here. Everybody's battling. They want a spot. So it's like spots aren't just given. But in high school, it's usually like if you're halfway decent, you can play. Especially, I mean, in the Midwest at least, because we're still lacrosse is still a hugely growing sport.
Yeah.
Rather than in the East Side, it's pretty common there. A lot of people are really good there. But yeah, I would definitely say the speed because I mean, you're looking at passes getting dropped a lot in high school. You don't really see that in college at all. You don't really have time to react. You don't have time to think. You just have to do. So that
Yeah,
was
like
the
you
good.
have to like know what you're looking for, where to get the ball, what to do. Like it's like you don't have time to, like you said, think about what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And speaking of obviously not having a guaranteed spot, like when did you kind of like settle in a little bit, Brayden, kind of realize like, okay, I'm going to be okay, like I'm going to have a spot? Like was there truly ever like a question of you like am I going to have that spot, or was it more of like you knew that like as long as you put in the time, like you're good?
Yeah. Well, I think I almost came into lacrosse with maybe the wrong mindset. I don't want to say that, the wrong mindset exactly, but, I thought it was a way like, I thought I would never get on the field. I thought I could just stay in shape and, travel across like the Midwest with my buddies, like have fun on the bus and in the locker room and whatnot. That's kind of what I was thinking about. And I would say, so my sophomore year, it was my first season playing lacrosse, and we were playing, we lost like a ton of guys to injuries. I mean, we were down like to the bare bones squad here. And we played Adrian at home. I think it was like our last game of the season. I played I was playing like two-way mid, and I'd been playing lacrosse for a solid 2.5 months. And so once I did that and like played like a lot of a game, and like especially competitive team like Adrian was getting out there and playing a lot. I don't know, definitely helped me settle in, and like just actually getting on the field and consistently playing benefited greatly from that. Like I've just become a much better player just through, not just practice reps, but actually getting on the field. It's like more than feeling like I'm a part of something. It's like actually being able to do it.
And we had a little bit of a stretch where, we had 3 different head coaches in 3 years, so recruiting was definitely difficult. I guess that was a really slow patch for Alma Lacrosse, but we're blessed to be able to still play the game, and we're growing. I mean, at a great rate right now. So I just pray we keep going at this rate, and Alma just becomes, a better program day by day.
Yeah, my freshman year was I came into it with one coach. Like he said that the 3 coaches in 3 years. I came into it with the coach that I was recruited by, and in the middle of fall ball, he kind of told us he was leaving. We're like, okay, sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Got a new coach by the regular season, and this guy was dreadful. I mean, one of the worst guys you've ever seen. Guy had tons of issues, and
Well, when was he hired?
December or
And
January.
and he was gone by early June.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
As soon as the end of the season was over, he was canned. Just, I mean, there was minimal to no rules. It was like the Wild West. Ton of fun for us, but
Yeah.
big liability. So he was gone. And now we got our new coach, and he's been here for this will be his third season. So with that, it's kind of tough to recruit when you don't have a coach for basically 2 years. You don't have a coach recruiting. So our classes were tough. We had literally all the guys that were on the team had to go find their buddies that weren't playing a sport or weren't busy, and we got a bunch of the fraternity to go play lacrosse. That's kind of how we had the whole lacrosse team in the same fraternity. But now, like Storm said, it's picking up. The recruiting's picking up again. Now we have a consistent coach. So looking up for the team, but it was rough for a little bit there.
Yeah, which is completely understandable. Going through 3 coaches, going basically through 2 coaches probably in like 6 months. Obviously,
Yeah.
that makes it really difficult. But having a coach, having basically a whole fraternity of a team, obviously creates a culture, creates a certain play style at Alma. Can you guys just talk about the play style at Alma, just like the team chemistry, culture that you guys have? Because you guys mentioned it really early on, and I'm sure we're going to probably talk about this so much more often. Is this you guys love physicality? Like when it comes to
Yeah.
last year, you guys, I'm pretty sure, led the conference in penalty minutes for the whole year. Like
Yeah, we did.
obviously, that probably
Probably.
gets to a point where it's like maybe it's too much, but like, is that the culture?
Yeah.
Is that just the play styles? We're just going to be physical. We're not going to be fun to play against. You might eventually win, but you're sure going to feel even if you do win against us.
Yeah, I would say it kind of stems from all being the same fraternity because we're all around each other all the time in the same every day, all week long. We're going to the gym together. We're pushing each other to quit eating junk food, quit drinking pop, go to the gym, right? We're pushing each other to be better. And then we get out on the field and it's just a bunch of buddies going out and hitting each other. So practice is physical. And then we get into games and it just kind of fires everyone up when you get a big hit. So everybody likes to do it. But yeah, I would say one of the big things for defense is one of our mottos is, I mean, if they want to score a goal, they're gonna feel it. If they want to take that shot, we're gonna finish the hit and drive through their chest every time. So I mean, that's kind of what we like to do is just be physical and hit hard because it gets the boys all fired up on the sideline.
And not only does it get them fired up, but we like to make them think, next time they're going to shoot the ball, like, oh, they're coming. You know what I mean? So, they kind of hesitate a little bit, and that gives us a little bit more time to recover on defense, too, if we need to. But yeah, about the culture, I mean, we just have an amazing culture here. These dudes are, I mean, they're some of my best friends now. We've grown so close together, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. These guys are just awesome. I would not want to play with anyone else.
Yeah, no, absolutely, which makes complete sense, right? Like when you're around each other for so long, it builds that culture. I'm sure there's probably times where maybe people get annoyed of each other, and then you have the lacrosse field to kind of get that off of each other a little bit. Obviously, safely. We don't want anyone getting hurt, but I'm sure there's probably some points where it's like, hey, let's just be a little bit more physical. And then obviously at the end of the day, when you walk off the field, everyone's good with each other.
Yeah, practice is kind of a great place to get some anger out, smack a couple of guys. I mean, you hit them hard, it's practice. It's gonna happen in a game, so it doesn't really matter. We love to hit them hard.
That's the game. Like if I get slashed really hard, so someone will always apologize, like, sorry, that was kind of hard. Obviously, that's the game, man. It
Yeah.
just happens.
And speaking of physicality and someone that loves physicality, Patty, you, I believe, broke, was it 3 helmets in a game? 2, 3 helmets in a game? You seem to love physicality
Yeah, I went
a
through 3
little bit.
helmets in the game.
Yeah. Just talk about that a little bit.
It was, I mean, I've gone through a couple of helmets like through my career, obviously in 14 years, but no, I've never gone through multiple in one game. I took a shot actually from him in warm-ups, and I don't know why he shot thinking he could shoot through my head, but like I was like right in front of him, and he finished the shot and put the ball right in the side of my head, crushed my face mask in, so I had to go get another helmet. And then middle of the game, I think I took a shot kind of off the right, like the front of the face mask, but a lot of these balls are moving at 85, maybe 90 miles an hour in D3. So if you get a hit in the front of the face or the side of the head, it's going to bend it. It's going to break some stuff. So, I mean, it really didn't hurt as bad as some of the bigger hits I've taken. The shots don't bother me. They just break the helmet. You get a new one and move on.
Yeah. No,
The
and
third
yeah.
helmet, you cracked the kid.
Yeah, I did break one. I hit a kid pretty hard and it just smashed the helmet in. So I had to get a new one then. But we ran out of helmets that game. I didn't have any more to go get.
Understandable. It was almost to the point of where you're like, if I lose this helmet, I'm done for the day. So let's just try not to lose that probably.
Yeah,
for the
I
most
did
part.
that my freshman year. I kind of the same thing. I broke 5 sticks in a game. It was like super cold. It was like 10 degrees. We were down in Ohio, and I broke 2 of my sticks, and then I went on to or 2 of the team sticks because we get sticks from the school, and then I went on to my personal sticks from home. I broke both of those, and one of our captains handed me his stick, and he was a huge guy. He's like, "No, I've hit kids pretty hard with it. You can't break it. You can't break it." And it was the last stick I had, the only extra stick. So I went out there, and it was like the second hit. I just crushed a kid and snapped it over his shoulder. So I was out of sticks. I had to sit out for the rest of the game because I just couldn't play anymore. I didn't have anything else to play with.
So basically, if anyone breaks anything on the team, it's basically you that does it for the most part.
A lot of them. Yeah, I wouldn't say all of them, but yeah, a lot of them.
I'd say about 50%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
50%.
Love that. But let's talk about kind of the physicality, like taking up shots, because obviously, 2 of you guys are defense. I know that Lucas, you're more on the offensive side of things, but being more of kind of like on defense, like just talk about not only the physicality of it, but like, do you guys like jump in front of shots? Do you try to block shots? Because I know that's a whole conversation. Some people do, some people try to avoid it because it blocks the goalie's point of view. Like, what's your guys' perspective on that? Like, how do you guys play? And then if you are that way, like, I don't want to say why, but like, why? Like, why would you want to take like an 85, 90 mile per hour shot? Because I've had someone join that has seriously gotten injured because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all dependent on the situation for me. I'll take them. If it's a low to high shot, no, I'm stepping out of the way because that involves some genitals that I'm not willing to risk. So there's just no way I'm stepping in the middle of a low to high shot.
Yeah.
But if it's a sidearm shot or over the top shot, yeah, I'm gonna step in the way most of the time. One of our goalies, he prefers if you don't step in the way so he can get a good view on it, like you said. But the other one of our goalies, he doesn't care. So it depends on the whole situation, who's in goal, the kind of shot that's going on, the game situation. If it's not a close game, no, I'm not stepping in shot. My goalie is crazy enough to be a goalie. He's going to take that shot.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a close game and I know I can block the shot by jumping in front of it, yeah, I'm gonna jump and I'll probably protect some areas and we'll take the hit and move on.
I tend to try and not step in front of shots. In all honesty, I mean, I've taken a couple shots in games, but not necessarily intentionally. I like to, like you said, I like to give the goalie a clear view on those.
That's what he'll tell you. He's here.
That's what he says.
But it's not fun. I've taken some on offense, honestly. When we've got some fast transitions and I do have to go play defense, I've taken some. It is not fun.
No, it is. It is a little dangerous. One of our D-Poles, my good buddy, he had a concussion. He was out for 2 weeks just because he took a shot and it hit him in the helmet wrong. I mean, you got to kind of be careful when you're stepping in front of shots. You got to know for your helmet, you want it to hit you straight on because if it hits you on the side, the helmets aren't like made to protect you that way. So when you are stepping in front of shots, you do have to be careful about where the ball is coming from, stuff like that, because you can get hurt pretty quick.
Yeah, if it hits you in the neck, you're cooked.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And obviously, you never want to see that happen. You never want to be the person that's taking the shot when that happens. You don't want to be the defender when that happens. But for both of you guys, before I get to Lucas, kind of talk a little bit about the offensive side of things. When people hear that or think about like defense, like just physicality, stuff like that, they might shy away from it a little bit. And they might say, I don't necessarily know how that's fun. For you guys, like, why do you enjoy being on defense? Is it like the physicality part? Is it basically being able to just whack the attackers whenever you want? Like, obviously, there's a certain point where you get penalties, but like, you get to be the more physical ones, while the attackers are more of like the ones that end up getting beat up, but then end up scoring the goals.
Yeah, I would say, I guess I played defense originally because when I was younger, I was a little bit fatter than the rest of the kids. And so it just worked out that I played defense. Now these two will probably still tell you I'm fat, but whatever, that's all right. Um, but now, yeah, I just kind of like the big hits. I mean, it's fun to get the boys riled up over a big hit. I mean, I think our first game last year in Earlham, we still talk about it to this day. My first hit that game, it's just enjoyable.
Spectacular.
It's just enjoyable to clean some clocks and the boys get all fired up about it.
Well, I kind of got to defense just by nature of joining as a sophomore in college. It was, I think my stick skills at D mid are, good enough to play D mid at a college level, but probably not good enough to play. Definitely not good enough to play attack at a college level. So I'm still working and getting better. Might maybe even take some O-mid reps this year. Who knows? But that just by the nature of only playing for a couple of years. I'm playing D mid.
Do you guys ever wish you can score, or do you kind of keep that up to Lucas?
Well, I actually last year against Ohio Northern, I got my first career point. So
Hey, congrats. That's
I'll
awesome.
take that.
If they can shoot the ball, they're gonna shoot the ball.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't. But every defender will do that. I mean, if a defender gets a chance to take a shot, they're gonna take it because they don't always get that chance. But when they do, we tell them just rip it. But
Yeah.
if you're gonna miss wide so we can chase.
I do a lot of the clearing on the defensive side of the ball, but I don't like to take shots because I'm not very good at it. I don't practice it. So I don't like to take shots. I'd rather I'll create a fast break, drop it to one of the attackmen. They do get mad at me because they see me on film. It's not, I can't hide it that I don't take shots. So other teams see it on film. So they'll leave me wide open and the boys will get pretty pissed at me on the sidelines about not taking a shot because it will be wide open. And I don't like taking shots. I like to pass it off.
You should take the shot. I agree.
No, yeah, I know. I've been told.
And the offense gets fired up when the defense scored.
When
absolutely.
the defense scores, it's a big shift in momentum for the team as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know in the professional lacrosse league, I know they have, and it's different in college, but I know that if you score beyond a crease, it's 2 goals. I would be interested to see if college ever adapts that. That would be kind of cool because obviously that would be huge when it comes to that point.
The 2-point line is interesting. I don't know if they would ever take it in college. I think it's more kind of for like a deep hole taking a shot or LSM from long.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty hard for a short 60 score from out there.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. But let's get to Lucas. I feel like I haven't talked to Lucas in a little while. So let's get on the offensive side of things because obviously, like as a forward, like your goal and what you enjoy is obviously scoring goals. Just talk about what is it like doing that and just kind of also being on the receiving end of a couple hits from the defenders along the way.
So as an O midi, I don't really take hits as much, sorry, but the attackmen do because they're in the crease a lot. They're getting their hands more dirty. But I'm not saying I haven't take shots. I do take the ball inside every time I see a lane. And if I get hit, I get hit, but I get straight back up. That's just the game. You score more when you definitely are inside in front of the crease. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of people moving in front of the goalie, so it's kind of hard for him to track your ball, especially as you're getting hit. If you throw a shot in, or just before you do some weird twister stuff, or behind the back, that kind of thing. Like it's kind of hard for them to track it. But, if you're sitting down outside, 10 yards out, 15 yards out, and you want to rip a step down, it's a lot easier for them to track that. So,
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. And like, how cool is it to not only score a goal, but like, what's the coolest goal you've ever scored?
What was it? And they were just outside of Pennsylvania.
Franciscan.
It was a buzzer beater. There was like 2 seconds left, and I legitimately did not even have time to catch it in my stick and get it in there. So I literally watched a pass, left-handed, baseball swung it in the net. I didn't even catch the ball. I can't tell you how it went in, but it did. I literally didn't have time to. As soon as it crossed the plane, the buzzer went off. That was pretty crazy. The boys were hyped about that.
That was probably the coldest game I've ever
terrible.
played in my life. We were playing, so it was the mountains of Ohio and Pennsylvania, like just up.
The field was on top of a mountain, and you looked across the mountain into West Virginia. It was the craziest thing.
It was
That's
bad.
crazy.
And it was like
air
30
thinner
mile
up
an hour,
there.
30 mile an hour,
Oh man. Oh,
30 mile an hour winds with like a blizzard coming down. And we get up there, we had to walk. So the first building, I don't know why there's like one entrance into their campus. It was dreadful.
It was crazy.
And the first building we got to was on fire. So there's 4 or 5.
What?
There's like 4 or 5 fire trucks there. So we walk 2 miles in this like 10-degree weather, blizzard, 30 mile an hour winds. All of our gear to the locker room. And then it was another.
No. Well, the best part is we shared the locker room with the women's basketball team who was playing a game actively. Like they were like, oh, you can't go in right now. Women's basketball's in there. And they went to play their game. They're like, all right, you guys are good. And there's stuff. It was the craziest thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was just bizarre.
Yeah. So we go, it's like another half mile from the locker room to the field. So we're fully dressed walking a half mile on the street.
Up a mountain.
Yeah. We get to this field. It was the coldest game ever. We play this game and finally get to the end. I go over on the sideline. There's kids, some of the guys on the team whose fingers are translucent because they didn't get in the game much. And they're so cold. Oh, I thought their fingers were gone. I thought they had hypothermia. It was over.
Yeah.
It was freezing.
That might be one of the most insane things I've ever heard. I've heard some crazy stories. Like I had a podcast with 3 brothers that were swimmers. And one of the time they got to be in a relay together, and one of them got to be sick, and I forgot if it was like protein powder or something like that. Let's just say they ingested it a different way, and then that's probably one of the crazier stories I've ever heard, and it honestly seems like it's one of the craziest endings you'll ever see. So maybe that's why it happened the way it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Great time though, honestly. Great memory.
I'd say, the one thing I love about Division III lacrosse, is we travel all these schools that you wouldn't even think existed in like the smallest towns. And like, honestly, Alma might be one of them. We have a great athletic department, but like we're in like intramural locker rooms and stuff. And like it's on fields with like 25 fans there. And I love that stuff. It's super fun.
You really get a mix of it all, because you do have some D3 schools that are like pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're walking in here, we're like, man, this is nice. And then you just got the bottom of the barrel too.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny. It's a change of scenery. It's nice. Keeps you on your toes, that's for sure.
Exactly. See, that's why you get time to hang with the boys, have fun. You get to experience those things where sometimes you're like, oh, like you mentioned, it's really, really nice. Other times you're like, well, let's just go have fun, play physical, and let's just try to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, I would say probably some of my more favorite memories of the team are like the bus rides, because there's 8.
Yeah.
We've had a 17-hour bus ride as my longest one. Most of them are like 8 to 10 hours. But I mean, we come home from a game and you just have 8 hours with some of your best friends hanging out in a bus. There's nothing else to do. You guys are hanging out, talking. A lot of the guys aren't on their phone. It's a ball. There's so much fun.
What do you mainly
Karaoke
do though during that time?
Karaoke in the back of the bus.
Yeah, we'll do karaoke. We'll throw on a movie.
Euchre.
Euchre. What's the game you guys play?
The one where you have to like guess
no,
who said something.
Clash. No,
Clash Royale.
Clash
Yeah.
Royale. Okay.
That gets me good.
Yeah, we'll do. Oh, there's so many. And then food. Food takes out. That's an entertainment in
That's
its own.
arguably the best part.
Yeah, getting food is entertainment on its own. Yeah, those are a ton of fun.
Who has the craziest out of the three of you? Who has the craziest food take?
Food take.
Mm.
I eat cottage cheese and beef every day.
I
Every
like
single
cottage
day.
cheese. There's nothing wrong with cottage cheese. and
Cottage
beef.
cheese is great.
A lot of
But
people
with
just
beef,
weird, like, yeah, I'll put eggs in it too. Cottage cheese, beef, and hard boiled eggs because I'm big on getting my protein in every day. And a
Yeah.
lot of people are like, "Dude, you're skits for eating that."
I don't see anything wrong with that at all. But maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. Maybe people don't like cottage cheese. But you
Me and
mentioned.
Patty were talking.
Go ahead.
Sorry, me and Patty were talking about this today. I won't eat yellow cheese.
no,
I only eat white cheese.
yellow cheese is fake. Any
Yeah.
Disgusting.
any cheese that is yellow is fake. All cheeses come out white naturally, and they're dyed to be yellow. So it makes no sense to eat white or yellow cheese.
These guys eat mayo on their hot dogs.
All right, and
Okay,
it's
that's
fucking
not-
spectacular.
that's not crazy.
How about we
That's
relax
crazy.
on that one?
That's not
on a brat,
crazy.
mayo on a brat.
Yeah,
Are you
and
serious?
Oh,
Hot dog. for
try
sure.
it. Try it.
Oof.
Hey,
good stuff.
Maybe you have to try, and then you guys will have to come back on the podcast and report on if you agree or disagree with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
I'm a big mayo guy. I like mayo, but I mean, on a brat is kind of crazy.
One of my buddies eats mayo in his French fries. I don't know if I can do it.
I'm huge on mayo and French
Yeah,
fries.
me too.
That's
I'm not
pretty
gonna
good.
lie. For anyone who hasn't tried that, I highly suggest trying mayo. And
Yeah.
fries. It is so good.
It's all right, but it is an odd look.
It's definitely the fattest thing I do. Definitely.
which is okay, right? Like, is this a lot of like the discussions? And then you also mentioned karaoke. I know that baseball teams are pretty popular with karaoke. Who's the best singer out of the three of you guys? And do you make everyone sing karaoke, or is it more of just like whoever wants to do it?
It usually starts off as a punishment. So we'll do whoever forgets stuff on the field. So if you forget equipment on the field and coach or one of the captains has to bring it in, you owe the team karaoke on the bus. So you got to sing some song on the bus, and it's a good time. Everybody joins in. It's not bad. But it ends up turning into just the guys want to sing karaoke. So it starts off as like a punishment, but it's not really, because all the guys enjoy singing it, and we'll sing it for 2 or 3 hours. We'll play music, and it's a good time.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the banner for this, and I'm definitely the best singer out of these.
Yeah, absolutely not.
it.
I don't know who is, but he's not.
I'm always singing. But the best singer on the team is probably Jacob Kluk, number 24.
Yeah.
He loves to get.
Okay.
He loves
I like
to
can
sing.
see that.
I like that call.
Loves to sing.
Hey, we actually
He's
have
always-
agreement on something on this little
Yeah.
segment of just talking about whatever happens on the bus rides.
I think the whole team would probably agree with that too. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
he's
lie to
pretty
you.
good.
He's pretty good.
Yeah.
What's the go-to karaoke song for the three of you guys?
I like Colt
Probably
45.
Wagon Wheel. Colt 45 is pretty good.
Probably Santeria by Sublime.
Ooh.
Okay.
Or Red Wine by Sublime.
Red Wine's by UB40, Patty.
Nah, never mind.
Hey, you know what? Those are all great choices. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm not surprised by Patty's song at all, to be completely honest with you. But they're all great songs.
Wagon Wheel?
Yeah, not surprised at all. You seem like a
Yeah.
country kind of guy.
Oh,
I tend to be a little more.
I was just going to say, definitely seem to tend to be like country, but obviously bus rides all kind of part of a culture. And I want to get into a little bit more about the program, because I know one thing that you guys are really proud of is just how far the program has come in the last couple of years with your new head coach. Obviously, you still want to continue to grow. You still want to continue to get better. But just talk about like how you guys have been turning around the culture. How's that process been done? How far just it's come in the last couple of years under obviously your new head coach, but since you guys have joined at Alma?
Yeah, so I would say, I guess, starting from the first part of my college career with our seniors tearing down the tarps off the fences, and we weren't really known around campus as being a bunch of guys you'd want to hang out with. I mean, it was pretty well communicated that like the men's lacrosse team was a bad group of guys. So that hurt, like coming in. That hurt your chances of meeting people and hanging out. So that was really a big thing we wanted to change, was the culture and like kind of how the school and the students saw our team. So we started with, there's an award show at the end of the school year every year, and they do like the team with the most volunteer hours is one of the awards. We just kind of made it our goal. We were going to win that every year. We've won it for 3 years in a row now, and there's no team that ever comes close to our. We volunteer almost 2,000 hours every year in the community, so that one's a big way we changed the way that the whole team, kind of the outlook on the team.
Yeah.
And then I would say the fraternity aspect also helps, because everyone's in the fraternity. You're held to a different standard in the fraternity alone. And so that helps out with the lacrosse team, just kind of instilling those values of guys knowing that they're held to a higher standard than everyone else. And you gotta be on your shit. So
I would definitely say just the in practice kind of for like the inside team culture, I'd say it was definitely in practice, because we would walk into fall ball, and fall ball is all goofing around, having fun with the guys. Like, it's kind of meant to be a little bit more lenient and have fun, but still get the work in, still get better, and every day get better as a team and as an individual as well. But that was definitely a big emphasis, because we kind of went into the year a little bit loose, and we wanted to tighten things up a little bit, and make sure practice wasn't just all fun, and it was more put your head down the hatches and in practice for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say something a little different. Like, I think volunteering and all that, I think is really good stuff. But especially with Coach Cam, and he's done an awesome job. But I think it took, when his first year, when we went 1-13 or whatever, we had a really tough year. Turning it around and winning 7 games, going 7-7 the next year. I think a lot of guys are a lot more bought in. Now that we've proved that we can win some games, and we can go out there and hang with teams and play teams close, and play at the same, physicality level that they do, and play, similar styles of lacrosse. And then we got numbers. We got numbers now. We can sub guys in. We got fresh legs. I think a lot of that has to do with it. More than just volunteering and like being together a lot, but going out there and playing the game. I think guys are a lot more bought in.
Yeah, because when you're doing better in the season, it makes guys just better all around. In class, out of class, in practice, it's huge.
Everything's better when you win.
Yeah, and it helps everyone buy in more to it, right? Like, everyone, when you're winning, everyone's that much more locked in. Like, sometimes it's difficult when you're not winning and to be locked in, especially during the heart of the season, maybe when you're struggling. But obviously, you guys are coming off of a 7-7 season, obviously trying to continue to build on that. Like, what are your guys' goals for this year? And just what do you hope to take away from, like, just playing these teams? Like, what do you hope, like, teams that play you guys take away from that?
I mean, my goal as kind of a senior captain would be to leave the team. I know when I came in, it was not in a great spot. And so my goal is to, when I leave this team, like, I want the freshmen coming in to like can get into the team and realize they're in a great spot. They're in a really great, really good spot to learn and to build the team that we've already built. I think within the next 5 to 10 years, this team is completely back to, can be winning conference championships. I think this goal this year is to start winning some conference games. I think it's very possible, very feasible goal. Yeah, that's kind of where my head's at right now.
Yeah, building off Patty a little bit, I think that's definitely one of my goals too, is just kind of own the conference. It's been a while since we've won actual conference championship, and I think that's a huge goal for us, is because building off of these struggles that we've had, we're kind of the foundation, the rock of this program now, and I think building it up and sending these freshmen, I still got one more year, but sending the next freshman in a good headspace and kind of getting them in the right area to put this program to where it needs to be. I think that's definitely a huge goal of mine too.
Yeah, I mean, those guys said it great, but Alma has the infrastructure to win. If you win conference championships in football, and you have those facilities and those guys, like, you can do it in lacrosse. Something I heard a lot when I was getting recruited in baseball is if the baseball team wasn't very good, if the softball team was, like the infrastructure was there to win. Like that's something to look for. And I think it's the same thing with lacrosse. Like great indoor facility, like best indoor facility in the conference.
Yeah.
Great field, a great alumni base, and a great campus. With a good culture behind athletics. So it has all the pieces there. So it's getting the guys here, getting people in the door, and then winning. Then eventually, going on and winning an MIAA championship, making the playoffs. And I don't know if that's going to happen in my time at Alma, but I think it's certainly a possibility. And making sure the guys that are coming in now know that that's a possibility for them.
Yeah, it's about continuing to build on what you guys do and year in, year out, continuing to get better every single year to eventually get to the goal. And it might be during your time, might not be during that time. But you talk about facilities, and I didn't know if you guys were able to use the new indoor facility, but that's really awesome that you guys are. It looks like a beautiful facility, honestly, from every picture I've seen. Never been in it. Maybe one day I'll be in it if I ever get invited to like an Alma event. That would be really cool if I ever make it that big. But if we ever get to that point, maybe I'll see it. But no, it's awesome that you guys obviously have the facilities that you guys have, and I think it's truly going to help lead you guys to the goals that you want to get to, which is obviously win conference games, compete for the MIAA championship, because it's a difficult conference. Like, it's a very hard conference. There's a ton of really good teams, and you guys are going to be right there continuing to get better every single year.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So before we kind of wrap up with just one general kind of big question, I know that we talked a little bit about just kind of the different styles that you guys play, just the different positions that you guys play. I kind of want to ask more pointed questions before we kind of wrap up there. Lucas, obviously you're on offense, you're an offensive midfielder. Patrick and Brayden, what is it like trying to guard Lucas in practice?
He ain't got nothing on me.
No, this is great. We should talk about practice.
So I actually started playing more offense in practice as well. So I do play offense against them, and it's a little tough because I'm still learning the offense. But if we'd like to keep it to defense, you can film any rep you'd like to. Storm is not getting by me. I'm absolutely clamping him. There's just no way he's getting around me.
Hodges is the dustiest player on the team.
I got better footwork. Oh my God, buddy, you are horrible.
No, Hodges, our best defender for sure. I mean, he is definitely really hard to score on. I will say that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. But don't let him tell you film any rep because he's not winning 10 out of 10 reps.
I'm not. Storm is extremely fast, so he does cook my ass sometimes. But
now Brayden, we were shitting on him. We were in his
we were
clowning all day.
So this is great. I mean, I'd say the best part of practice with these is friendly banter. And they like to shit talk a little bit even when they're not scoring. So
yeah. No, I was shit talking Brayden today because we were on offense today together, so we were kind of more ganging up on him, and we were shit talking about a couple reps, and then I absolutely just sailed the pass, and I'd never have seen Brayden so happy in his life just to come back and shit talk me way harder.
Yeah, and we were shit talking, and then it wasn't even his slide. We had a freshman. Had a freshman in, and. They're still learning the defense. It's fall ball, so we're still learning slide packages and all this kind of stuff. But this freshman just absolutely just biffed the slide. And here comes Brayden running at me, and I'm just like, this is awesome. I screwed it. I score, and I'm just, hey, Brayden, yeah. Just chirping him. It was so funny.
Yeah, the shit talk is absolutely electric between the fellas. It gets on.
Yeah. And we have a fish call, so someone's battling a fish. And every time Brayden guards again,
I got the fish, send me the rock.
That's awesome. Who's the best talker out of the three of you guys? Like, who do you think is the best overall talker?
Definitely Storm.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
We're all
pretty good things.
We're all pretty good talkers for sure.
Yeah, as in chirps, he's definitely got the best ones here.
Yeah, I'm a rage baiter. That's what they all say.
hey, you know what? Sometimes if you can make someone upset or mad at you, sometimes they get a little bit more frustrated. And sometimes that's easier to get
Well,
by them,
and
or at
that's the
least
awful
bring.
thing sometimes too, because I honestly get yelled at my coach quite a bit because he tells me to stop talking because I'm the biggest shit talking for sure.
It also works when we go to different teams events. So we'll go to like the basketball games and the volleyball games. Oh my God, we've been kicked out of basketball games for shit talking too much. It gets bad.
But the
yeah.
basketball coach loves it.
He-
The
he-
athletic
oh, yeah.
director, I mean, she loves it too. I mean, they all love it, but sometimes we get really loud and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"All right, you guys got to talk."
The refs will kick us out.
They're right there. Yeah. Don't get too happy, but it's
But they
fun.
love. I mean, the school loves it. They tell us keep coming back, keep doing it, and we get fired up when they say that. So we're like, "All right, let's run it."
That's awesome. You have to love, obviously, the support that you guys give to them, the support that they give you. Like, that's awesome that you have that connection. But I do want to flip it a little bit because, Lucas, obviously, you've had to deal with Patrick and Brayden. It sounds like Patrick might be going a little bit more offense this year. I do want to kind of get into that, especially with the statement that you made, Lucas. But how fun, or like, who's your favorite person to dodge against these two? Like, I don't want to say who's the easiest, but like, what is it like to go against these two defensively?
Okay, so Brayden is definitely a little bit more easier because he's new to lacrosse. I will say that. He's still learning a lot, and I'm a little bit faster than he is. But I mean, he'll still trail check me. He'll still knock the ball out of my stick. Like he just works hard always. So that's a great plus with him is he'll give 100% of the effort. But Hodge, he's got a bunch of time under his hands playing the game. So I mean, he's just really good. He knows leverage, steps, a bunch of different ways to get the ball out of my stick. And so I like going against Hodge more because it's more of a challenge for me, definitely. Because I mean, if we go against each other 10 times, he's gonna get the ball a lot. So I like
Yeah.
that because it makes me better. Going against Brayden, it makes me better too, but Hodge is just a little bit better than Brayden. So I definitely I like the challenge.
Yeah, which is understandable because one, like you mentioned, one's been playing for 14 years, the other one's in a year, 1 or 2. Like, it's just kind of that growth. Obviously, that competition makes each other better. But Patrick, why are you joining the offensive side? It sounds like you love the physicality. This is completely opposite of what you say.
Me and the other senior deep hole just been kind of teaching all the young guys how to play, and I mean, they're getting pretty good, and so I think it'd be a little more beneficial. Our offense needs a little bit more help, and so it'd just be a little more beneficial for the team if I played more offense. I'm going to play a little more. It's going to be a two-way midi role, so it'll be offense and defense. And there's definitely going to be times where if we're man down, I'm going to go toss my short stick. I'm going to grab my deep hole and go play man down.
Yeah.
I think it's just an opportunity to allow some of our young guys that have been working hard, busting ass in the off season, to show what they've done and play some more defense. I got complete faith in them. I think they can work it. They can run our different sets well, and I'm not really concerned about it. So I think it's just kind of more team beneficial for me to play offense. And so I definitely won't be done playing defense, but I'm definitely practicing more.
Yeah, Hodge is
right
a
now.
hybrid. He's a hybrid for sure.
Love to
I
hear
mean,
that.
you give me deep hole, I'm terrible. I can't even do anything with a deep hole.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you're not as bad as you think you are.
It's tough.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it takes a different type of person to play offense. Sometimes it takes a different type of person to play defense. It definitely takes a different person to play goalie. I'm sure we could probably talk another half hour about goalie.
Yeah, if you play goalie, man, you're different.
Yeah, you got a
those
couple
guys
of
are crazy.
screws loose if you're playing goalie, because there's no way I'm hopping in front of those shots.
But man, do we love our tendies. I'm not going to lie. We love them.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever jumped into net in like practice just to try it?
No.
I actually did, but never fully padded. Like I did take a few balls, and I told them not to go 100%. Like I just wanted to see what it was like. And even at 50% speed, I was like, this is insane. I would never do this.
I think we've all played around with the goalie stick in practice, but not too much in game. So I actually can't you can't jump into a net like in game. If your goalie runs out of the cage and they're doing something else and there's a turnover, whatever it is, you can't jump in the net because you don't have the neck guard that the goalies have and the chest protector. So it's a penalty. I've stepped in front of I've stepped in the way of a shot and kind of just eaten one similar to how I do in a regular game, but definitely never jumped in a net. That's psychotic, and I would never do that in a million years.
No, which is understandable, but obviously just wanted to ask that before kind of getting into the last question, which is obviously a little bit more of a broad question, but for all of you guys, what does lacrosse mean to you guys, and why should people give the sport a try?
I guess I can start. I mean, it's most of my life. It's over half my life. I've played lacrosse since I was 6 years old. I've met probably all of my best friends, close friends through lacrosse. My brother and I played lacrosse together when we were younger. So I would say it was a huge part of my childhood growing up, and a huge part of shaping who I am. So I love lacrosse, and it's probably the only reason I'm here instead of a different school, which I love Alma. So I'm glad for that. But yeah, I would say it's kind of the reason I am who I am today, being that I've played it for so long and from such a young age.
Why someone should give lacrosse a try is definitely because it is probably the funnest sport. It's like a mix of everything. You know what I mean? It's like kind of hockey, kind of soccer-ish, positions, rules kind of thing. And then you got the physicality of like football. It's just like, I mean, it's literally everything in one. It's super fun. It's definitely the funnest sport I've ever played. I'd have to say football is probably my favorite, but lacrosse is definitely the most fun sport I've played. I'm starting to just love it a lot more, honestly, a little bit more than football. But what lacrosse means to me is just honestly, it's a way to just turn everything, all the outside world off. Because, you know, we go through, I wouldn't say a lot of stress, but a lot of just, you know, a lot of crap we got to do through
Yeah,
school and being outside of school. And it's just a way for you to completely turn that off and just get with the boys and just have a riot, you know?
absolutely.
Yeah. I would say, something similar, like getting out there and running and playing with the guys. Like that's like it's so much fun. Baseball, I love the sport, still watch baseball all the time. But lacrosse is really I had more fun out there than I did on a baseball field. Like it's great to be with the guys, and after a lacrosse practice, I feel great. Like, like just coming home, like I feel like I come off a lacrosse field, I was like, that was a great time. That's
Out too.
good workout too, yeah. But that's why I would give it a chance. Like for someone who hasn't tried lacrosse before, like as someone who joined it really late, like when I leave the lacrosse field, when I walk off, I like every time I'm like that was fun.
Yeah, no, which is incredible. Like, I've always enjoyed talking to lacrosse players. I wish I would try lacrosse. It sounds like an insanely fun sport. Sounds like a combination of sports that I love. I love physicality. Don't necessarily love running, but I don't know anyone that truly loves running per se. But like, it truly seems like a great sport, and I really enjoyed talking with you guys. It truly seems like you guys have great things going on at Elm. I do wish the three of you guys and obviously the full team the best of luck this year. I know for you, Patrick, this is your last year. So obviously, good luck to all of you in the future. One thing I always say to anyone that ever joins is if you guys ever want to come back on, would love to have you guys back on. I'm sure that we could probably talk for another hour plus about lacrosse, but hopefully you guys had fun. I definitely had fun. And yeah, good luck to all three of you guys this year. Hope things go really well.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
Thank you.
appreciate it for having
Appreciate
us.
that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And that is a wrap to episode number 495. Thank you again to Lucas, Patrick, and Brayden for joining, and tune in to the next episode.